On the Chip with KT and JP. We are back after a long break, about a month. We are sitting here ready to do a big time pod tonight. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Sitting next to me, as always, is my boy KT. What's going on?
What's up? What's up? What is up? We're chilling here Thursday night, drinking some beers, hanging out, fucking watching the Orlando Magic Summer League. Ken Burch just had a monster alley-oop dunk. Loving it. A little disappointed that Isaac and Mobamba are playing tonight, but I guess they need the rest. And fucking Weltman and Hammer are probably like, we don't need to see anything else. This is the goddamn future of the NBA right here with these two boys.
It's like when the Jags fucking sat Fournette down after one preseason game. Like, we're good.
We're good. Protect the investment.
Yeah. But we got a lot of stuff to go over. As always, guys, you know that we are a Jacksonville Jaguars podcast, first and foremost. There's not a lot going on. We're going to touch on them a little night. We had some interesting news yesterday with Marcel Darius. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk Magic Summer League tonight, the free agency that we had, not a big free agency. Some possible trades coming up, like what do we do with Vooch? Something's got to happen with Vooch. He does not fit in on this team at all. We're going to get into some baseball, some Cleveland Indians. Kenny's a big Indians fan. We had a little snafu the other night with Terry Francona not getting the right pitcher. We're going to talk about that stupid rule in Major League Baseball.
And what he fucking did tonight, leaving Kluber into goal.
Yeah, we just watched Kluber. Fucking who knows what's going on. We're going to get in to preview the Open Championship, which is next week at Carnoustie. People say it's the hardest course in the world. And it's got one of the biggest collapses in the history of golf with the famous Jean Van de Velde 18th hole in 1999. And we're going to preview this Sunday WWE Extreme Rules. We're going to get into that. And we just watched a little interesting Impact Wrestling for the second week in a row, KT. It's got my interest a little bit.
Yeah, Impact's coming on strong, man. Like, Jay was telling me about it because we all, let's face it, fucking Impact has been terrible through the last, it's been terrible for a long time. But this new management group that's running that organization, they're starting to put something together. And if they continue to do what they're doing and bring production and get sponsors behind it, they're lucky enough they have a Pop TV deal. That's huge. You look at Ring of Honor and New Japan that don't
have big mainstream deals. They got deals, but not big ones.
Yeah. And who knows? Not that TNA is going to challenge WWE anytime soon, but it's just a great time to be a wrestling fan. There's so much out there to watch. And if they're putting a good product on, and we know Ring of Honor is putting a good product on, New Japan, what they're doing, and all the crossover between the companies outside of WWE, it's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, and it's only going to force WWE to step up.
Hopefully. And they have been kind of the last 2 weeks. I feel like things are changing a little bit.
Let's be careful.
Yeah, a little bit.
WWE. But, like, this 6-man tornado tag match we just watched between Pentagon, Phoenix, and Rich Swann versus Sami Callihan and OVE, that was awesome. There was a lot of high-flying action, some great spots, some great bumps.
It was like a 25-minute
and
match.
It was, I was impressed. And then they had a little vignette with Madison Rayne and her feud, a little horror film to end. I'm kind of interested, like, in what happened last week with LAX, and now what are they going to do? They're going to do 2 forms of LAX with Conan and the King, and Hernandez and Homicide coming back last week. They got 2 massive storylines going on, and they still have Austin Aries in the middle as the champion. Impact, I'm telling you, man, I know this is weird, but I'm kind of intrigued by Impact.
Yeah. The one thing about TNA that I've always loved, that I thought they've always done well, is this, not that they've done it well, but the idea is presented well. Like, these videos backstage that aren't like cut promos, but are like little mini stories, and the culmination of it all was the fucking Hardys doing the fucking final deletion. But
yeah, that's the best thing they've done in the last 3 years.
Yeah, but that thing that Jay was just talking about with Madison Rain, is that her name?
Yeah.
Madison Rain. Like, that was some sick stuff, and it's like little, it almost feels like you're watching a movie. And I think if you can incorporate that kind of stuff with pro wrestling, which the WWE has no interest in doing, they used to do it back when they actually gave a shit because they had to compete for fucking viewership. Like, I mean, I remember, like, Randy Orton going to Triple H's house and throwing him through a fucking window and, like, all that kind of stuff.
We all remember Austin and the Brian Pillman. I mean, there's...
And they tried to do it with the fucking New Day and the Wyatts, and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
but they went away from it. Now, I mean, all you ever see is, like, backstage shit, that crap they tried to pull with the fucking selfie Instagram videos, which was the worst thing they've ever done. I get you're trying to appease this social media, but holy shit, that was the cheesiest fucking shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, Impact has got my attention. Let's put it that way. They've got my attention, and I'm actually ready for next week. I mean, what more can you ask for? I want to see what happens.
And they're heading to their biggest pay-per-view of the year, which is Slammiversary.
Yeah.
Which is in what, next week?
22nd,
sure. July 22nd.
Yeah. So we'll get more into wrestling. We kind of got on a little tangent there. But first and foremost, like you guys know, Jacksonville Jaguars are where we're at. There's not a whole lot happening. We're 2 weeks away from training camp.
Yeah, we're in the dead zone of the NFL.
Yeah, we're just going to...
Minus the fucking bullshit of players fucking up.
And boy, did we have one this week. And right when you think that it's a smooth offseason, something comes out. Marcel Darius accused of sexual assault. Now, the first thing everybody jumps to is guilty, guilty, guilty.
You never know.
But we don't know. These women come out. I would say half of them end up not being true. I hope that Darius didn't do this. Obviously, we don't condone anything if he did. All I have to say now is thank God we drafted Taven Bryan because he might be inserted a lot sooner than ever expected.
Yeah, and we still have Avery Jones who might get the full workload, which
we
pay him to do. So, I mean, that defensive line isn't going to miss anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
besides Darius, a dominant player.
I mean, I don't think Darius, if he is involved in this, it's not. I mean, don't take this the wrong way. What I'm going to say is the NFL doesn't come down as hard on this stuff as it does on like domestic violence and things like that. I mean, he's going to get some kind of suspension if this comes out to be true. I don't think he's going to.
If it comes out to be true, I don't doubt he makes the team. I think Coughlin cuts his ass.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, this team
Coughlin
doesn't
and Roan
screw
don't put
around.
up with that shit.
I mean, I hope it's not true, but if it is, I think they've got enough depth on this roster that we're not going to see.
What do coaches say their number one worry is when they fucking break camp or break mini camp or whatever? Yeah. Just don't fuck up.
Right.
Fucking you got 2 months to just be a fucking civilized human being.
And we don't know when this happened.
And we don't know if it happened.
If it happened or when it happened. Apparently, Darius has been accused another time this year. So I don't know. This sucks that we're even talking about this. But like I told KT.
It's not even a major story outside of Jacksonville.
Yeah, when you get good, it seems like these things happen.
Yep.
And it's...
The shitty thing about it all is, like, even if he is guilty, knowing the NFL today, which is, like, one of the people's biggest complaints, is he'll probably get less of a suspension than fucking Tom Brady deflating footballs or someone smoking fucking weed.
He'll get, like, 2 games.
Like, oh, you smoked weed? You're out 6 games. You raped a chick?
2 games.
Fuck it. 2 games.
2 quarters.
You can appeal it if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We don't want to take this lightly, but we don't know if he's guilty. It sucks that we have to even talk about it. And he is a prominent player for us. We've got
money. It was a big trade last year and was a big reason we fucking...
So time will tell. In my opinion, you're innocent until proven guilty. Unfortunately, NFL acts the opposite way, and you're guilty until proven innocent. Is pretty much what it is. And we'll see what happens. I mean, that's about it on Jaguars. I mean, we got Blake Bortles playing in Lake Tahoe, the celebrity. He had a nice spot today on NFL Network. Nice interview. Very unlike NFL Network to really hype him up, which is not the normal national media with Blake Bortles. It's usually, how can we destroy this guy? How can we make him feel like an idiot? They actually hyped him up. I thought it was a great interview, great spot.
And I think it goes to Nate Burleson, who was a big proponent of the Jaguars. For whatever reason he is, I just think he speaks the truth. And a big proponent of Blake Bortles and Maurice Jones-Drew being there. Even though we didn't spend a lot of time with Blake, I don't even know if he was still with the team when Blake got drafted.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he was already gone.
Yeah.
But it just like goes to show like there's still good things. Like fucking Blake is good, man. Like he's fucking up and coming. And the fact that the NFL Network today I thought like Jay told me earlier today that he's like, oh, Blake's gonna be on NFL Network today. And we were like, oh, okay. And then I saw another tweet that said, tune in at 7 for the NFL Total Access. I was like, okay, they're going to do like a 5-minute piece. That was like a fucking 15, 20-minute piece with a great lead-in of Blake's season last year. And then, they stayed on them and they brought up Blake Bortles facts.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, that was great. He's that Twitter account. If you're a Jaguar fan and you're not following that Twitter account, man, he is hilarious with some of this stuff. And he incorporated right into our show by doing it at a WWE Raw event by saying Bortles has never lost at WrestleMania and all those signs that he had everywhere. That guy is great. More power to him, man. And he's got, what did he say today, over 100,000 followers?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he's doing charity work with the money donations he's getting for things that are involved with that Twitter feed. And it is fucking cool. And the thing about Blake is the more attention, the more interviews and stuff like that he gets with the national media, the whole perspective on Blake Bortles is going to change. Because the dude's awesome.
Yeah.
He is a fucking legit cool guy who is just a fucking blue-collar dude like all the rest of us NFL fans.
Yeah.
And you will fucking fall in love with the dude if you, just watch him. He's funny. He's charismatic. He's a cool guy, man. And it's cool to see that he got that spotlight tonight. Who knows if people are watching tonight because it's summertime and, is it?
You get your die.
I wouldn't have watched NFL Total Access tonight if it wasn't for fucking Blake being on there, but.
It was great. It was a good spot. Blake, this is going to be his coming out year. He's either going to make it or break it this year. Yeah. He's either going to have a successful career or he's going to wander off into the sunset.
And after the mini camp he had and everyone, coaches and media members and everybody saying, Jacksonville media, this is the best we've ever seen Blake Bortles look. His arm's right. His accuracy's on. He's in control of that team. His teammates believe in him. The fucking sky is up for this dude.
Yeah, it's awesome. But, we don't have a ton. That's about all we have for Jaguars, but we always have to touch on the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to.
Especially with big news about Bortles. We're fucking Bortles fucking fanatics. If there's Blake Bortles facts, we should be the Blake Bortles podcast. Because we fucking SSD all the time, man.
Yeah, we love him. We're so pumped. 2 weeks from now, we're going to be coming at you every week, previewing every game, talking about the training camp, what's going on. It's about to be Jaguar season, and we're pumped about it. Big time.
Yeah, I can't believe it's already almost here. It's like fucking what's been missing in my life. Oh, yeah, the fucking Jaguars since they fucking broke camp.
Yeah. Now, another team that's got us excited here in Central Florida, the Orlando Magic.
And
they are the talk of the Summer League, man. Mo Bamba and Jonathan Isaac. Boy, it's kind of disappointed they're not playing tonight. We're watching the game right now, and, we wanted to see them stretch the floor a little bit tonight.
Oh, and by the way, Oladipo's on the TV, which just makes us pissed off even more. But, hey, we wouldn't be in a position we are now with the 2 future game changers of the league.
Yeah.
But, we started off, when we started this podcast off, and we were heavy into the Orlando Magic. And last year really put a damper in our fucking spirits, and we just couldn't do it. We tried.
And, we are turning the corner. We're in the draft. We're really happy with the Bamba pick. He's proven to be, he's a guy that is going to be, you can tell the team that Weltman is building. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not going to go win 50 games this year.
No.
But a couple more pieces. It's really nice to see Isaac, Bamba, and Gordon moving forward. And like I said at the beginning of this podcast, I do not see where Vucevic fits in anywhere on this team.
No, Vuce has got to go. And I love Vuce, and I think he's a good player, and I think he's a great teammate, and he's great for Orlando, but he's the one centerpiece since the Dwight trade that just is a part of everything that's happened over the last few years that we just can't go forward with anymore.
We've got to get rid of him. He's like the last thing holding on. We don't need him. I mean, why not let Bamba play? Like, why not? I mean, what?
Let's Birch. We love Birch.
Yeah, it's not going to be any worse than it was last year. And now we have a third center in Mozgov. We actually have 4 centers. And Vooch.
What team has that problem?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know what to do. I mean, there's everybody's freaking out when no point guard. DJ Augustine is perfect for what we need right now.
Yeah,
he's a stopgap. He's not our future. But he's going to be fine. He's a veteran presence on that floor with a bunch of young guys.
And I'm intrigued by the Julian Grant trade. He came along with that trade with Moskov. Yeah. And, everyone's been saying, like, this is a kid that could fucking possibly break out at some point. He played 2 good years at Chicago. There's your backup point guard. Could lead to being the starting point guard and let DJ come off the bench. Like, listen, we're not in a point that it's important right now to have all 5 pieces. Like, if you guys think we're winning the fucking NBA title, it ain't fucking happening. No. Do I think we this year actually have a chance to make the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference? Hell yeah, I do. Just because of the fucking length we have now, if AG takes a step, Isaac's already looked like he's taking a step. Bamba is going to be a fucking work in progress. We know it. You can see the flashes, but he's a rookie. He's only fucking 20. We know it's going to be an up and down year for him. But you still have Fournier, who I've been a big critic of. But if Fournier just knows his role and they can get this team to function, which Steve Clifford gets his teams to function, dude, what's in the East that we can't fucking push for the 8th seed?
Yeah, the East has what? Boston, Toronto, Philadelphia? Indiana,
Washington,
maybe Miami. You got 5 teams, and they're
Milwaukee.
Yeah,
that's 6 teams, so 7, 8.
Why can't that be one of us?
It can be. Clifford's first year in fucking Charlotte, he fucking took a team that won 20-something games, and they won 45.
And in today's NBA, for a team like Orlando, making the playoffs is our championship.
At this point in time?
Yeah, well, probably forever until the Warriors split up. It's our championship. Anybody's team is a championship to make the playoffs.
And it goes back to being a fucking fan of a team like us that's a small market fucking team that does great. Don't get me wrong. The Orlando Magic have a great following. But this fucking NBA fucking bullshit that's going on, if nobody sees a problem, and I hear all these fucking national media guys being like, oh, it's great for the NBA that the Golden State Warriors are doing what they're doing. Fuck you, it's great for the NBA.
Why do I want to watch a league that the outcome's already determined?
The only thing I want to watch is the team that I love, and that's it. You think I'm tuning in on Wednesday nights for the premier game of the week? Fuck, I could give a shit, because I know who's going to fucking win it.
Yeah.
There's 3 fucking teams that are going to win every fucking game. Do I admit that the Eastern Conference playoffs might be a little bit more intriguing next year, because you got Boston and Philly, Toronto now that LeBron James is gone, because they fucking couldn't be LeBron James in their life. But fuck, I don't know, man. The NBA has a serious fucking issue with the shit that's going on. And it's not just the DeMarcus Cousins. It's this super team shit has got to end at some fucking point.
Hard salary cap. Hard salary cap is the only way to fix it.
And they're like, oh, well.
No luxury taxes. Hey, if you can't get under this number, and if all these guys want to play together, hey, guess what? You're going to only make $2 million a year if you want to stay on this team.
Yep, and I have no bench.
But you could go to Milwaukee and make 30.
Yeah.
What's your decision? If you want to stay and make 2, okay, I'm okay. I would be okay with that.
And it comes back down to this fucking pussy generation of these pussies like Kevin Durant. And I will call him a pussy because he is one. Because they had Golden State against the ropes, and he fucking fell flat on his face 2 years ago in the fucking playoffs. 3 years ago, whatever it was. The last year he was in fucking Oklahoma. He couldn't do it. They were up. They had Golden State on the ropes, and he fell flat on his face. So what does he do that summer? Oh, I'll just go join them so I can get a championship. Because I'm a millennial fucking pussy that doesn't know what hard fucking work is and fucking how to beat a team on my own.
I saw a good post today on Twitter, and it said, do you think MJ would have ever went to Isaiah Thomas and said, oh, fuck, I can't get past y'all, so I'm just going to come and play with y'all?
No.
Fuck no.
MJ would have said, meet me in the center of the court. I'm going to slit your fucking throat as I'm dunking on
And
you,
he-
putting my balls in your
And
face.
he may have got his shit handed to him from Detroit for a couple years, but then he got past him, and then look what he did.
Yeah.
6 of them.
You think Kobe would have ever joined a fucking competitor? No. Kobe was a fucking man, and I'm not even a big Kobe Bryant fan. But that motherfucker would have never have been like, let me go join
He
fucking...
said, this is my fucking team. And he
said, get Shaq the fuck out of here. I don't need fucking
his
Shaq.
last season, the Lakers were terrible, but he went and he played as many fucking games as he could play, and he hung it up. He never went and fucking joined somebody just to get a ring. He fucking, the Shaq came with him, but not by his doing. You know, Shaq's the one that pussied out, really. When he had a Golden State in fucking Orlando.
Yep.
And he fucking went.
Oh, when the fucking Orlando, like that team, but I mean, I get it. Orlando fucking, they fucked that up with Shaq.
Yeah.
The ownership and the fucking front office fucked that up with Shaq. I get it. There's a whole thing, but there was issues with Penny and him, and Penny wanted to be his team, and Shaq and the egos. But that's what those guys used to be like. They wanted that team to be theirs, not this pussy. Oh, let's all fucking hold hands and we'll be a fucking super team.
Yeah, we won't have to play hard. We'll just.
These guys got drafted together. Fucking Shaq said what? After fucking, like, Weber was the choice, right? And after fucking
they filmed on Blue Chips. He went to the front office and was like, you gotta draft Penny.
Yeah, because they were fucking playing every day filming, and he was like, this motherfucker's giving me the ball in the most unbelievable positions. Yeah. And fucking, dude, I saw that thing on Twitter 2 weeks ago, I think it was. They were like, just take fucking 5 minutes out of your day and appreciate what Penny Hardaway was. Dude, that guy could have been one of the best players in the fucking NBA history.
I can't wait to see what he does at Memphis as a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Fucking love Penny.
Yeah. Well, Memphis isn't too far away.
I'll fly right up there. I can get an Allegiant flight for fucking like $80 round trip. Just pop him off.
Oh, man. But yeah, dude, we're pumped. I mean, it sucks tonight. We got the game on right now. We really wanted to see Bamba and Isaac. It's really fun to watch those guys play.
Yeah, dude, how big of a fucking hard-on did Weltman and Hammond get the other night when both those guys swatted Jaren Jackson Jr.'s
that's exactly
shit out of the fucking
exactly
prison.
what they're building there.
And look at what Jonathan Isaac has become this year already. And I read a piece the other day from The Ringer that was like, Jonathan Isaac could change the fucking face of the NBA, the face of the Orlando Magic, because of his defensive versatility. The fact that he fucking, like, you look at Jonathan Isaac and everyone's like, oh, he's just a big dude. Dude, the guy grew up, he never hit his growth spurt till like his last 2 years in high school. He was a point guard his whole life. He can handle the fucking ball. He can shoot. Like, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, when they drafted Isaac, I remember on draft night, they said the guy's comparable to Kevin Durant.
And you're starting to see it.
You may not see the scoring aspect of Kevin Durant, but every other aspect you're seeing.
He's so long that even if someone like stops him on defense, he can just fucking elevate and then shoot it over them. Because no one's going to fucking touch him at the top of his fucking stroke.
No. I mean, it's awesome. I mean...
And then we bring AG back, and you know we have been fucking hard on AG from previous podcasts.
We've even said that there was no... What? They did a smart thing. They did not give him the max deal.
That's what our biggest thing was.
Yeah, we did not max deal. I think they got him for a perfect price.
Yeah.
You got him that mid-level 84, what was 4 for 80, 4 for 84, or something like that. That's a perfect deal.
You get a young developing guy.
$15 million a year less because they
did they save like 30-something million on that deal?
Weltman, well, the max deal is in the 130s, right? Mm-hmm. So they saved $50 million. And you know, Weltman knew that he wasn't a max player, and he let him go and check it, and nobody gave those offers that everybody said. Indiana, nothing. Lakers, nothing. Nobody gave Rob that deal.
Phoenix was in there that deal.
And then finally they struck with that 4-year 84, which I think is perfect. It's perfect.
And I finally saw something from Aaron Gordon where he said he fucking teared up, and when he found out he was shooting practice shots, and it was a great moment for him.
Gordon was practicing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that fucking thing that Clifford went out to fucking L.A. that I was, like, pissed off about. I was like, why isn't he in fucking Orlando? But I guess he works out in L.A. because that's what he is, a California guy. But Clifford was like, this dude fucking is good. And Clifford's all in on him.
Yeah.
Wellman and Hammond are all in on him. Those three together, what do they call it? The Victorious B.I.G. is like the new thing they already called.
Yeah, the big
like,
three, yeah.
It's fucking going to be nasty to have that front court. Imagine in 4 years that front court together.
Yeah, it's going to be...
The length, the athleticism, the defense. It's going to be disgustingly scary how good they can be. And when they add their point guard, probably next year, because we might be in the lottery again. Probably at the tail end of the lottery.
It's a huge free agency class next
Who
year.
knows?
Huge free agency class.
Wellman and Hammond are respected fucking... We're not getting Kyrie, but...
Why?
Who knows? Yeah, Wellman and Hammond are fucking respected NBA guys. These are guys that have been in the fucking league for so long.
Once everybody starts to see those guys play together, who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
Yeah, man. Fuck, I got these guys protecting me in
Yeah.
the front court.
Unbelievable.
All I gotta do is fucking shoot up threes and fucking drive to the rim. Fuck it.
Yeah,
My
man.
defense sucks, but I fucking don't worry about it because I got three guys that will defend everything that comes in the paint. There's not gonna be anybody who can score in the paint against the Magic in fucking 3 years.
Yeah. You're going to have to Warrior-style basketball. You're going to shoot everything from the outside.
And they can switch out and guard those guys.
Yeah.
Bamba, Isaac, Gordon can defend 1 through 5. Like, they are the fucking... Oh, Obama said they called him, like, the unicorn or whatever, and he was like, unicorn. Fucking whatever. He's like, I'm just a fucking big that can fucking do everything.
Yeah. It's going to be... I mean, I'm not going crazy with the Magic yet, but it's going to be much more fun next year.
Dude, it's already more fun just watching Summer League.
I know. Well, I know we're bummed out because they're not playing tonight. It's a fucking Summer League game.
I'm just glad Alfred Payton's not here anymore. And I
Biz
like...
isn't, I mean, if Biz is gone finally.
Yeah, we don't have to watch that.
We don't have to watch somebody drop a ball in the paint. I
Yeah.
love Biz, but it's a good thing. I don't care if they... I mean, Mozgov can probably catch a ball in the paint.
And if they retain Vooch this year, so be it. It is what it is. He's a good offensive weapon. He's not going to give you anything on defense, but you play Vooch and Bamba, and let Birch get some minutes.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what kind of rotations they're going to have. We're not going to have to watch ridiculous rotations from Vogel. So
Yeah, no, Clifford's going to have this team dialed in.
yeah.
Everyone's going to know their assignment. That's what they say about this guy. Clifford fucking will put a team on the floor that never beats themselves. And that's what we have watched for the last 5 years of the Orlando Magic.
We've watched lineups stay in 5 minutes too long. We've watched him take apart lineups that were clicking on the court. There's so many things that were...
That's what I never got with like people pissed off about Vogel getting cut or fired. I'm like, dude, like get me. I fucking loved it when Vogel got hired. I thought it was like, what a great hire. This is great. He's going to bring that Indiana system. But, dude, 2 years in, you're like, what the fuck, man? He's a dinosaur in this league. You know?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Watching that fast break right there was terrible. But enough on the Magic, dude. Let's get into something we don't talk a lot about on this show, but we've got some strong opinions on this past couple nights in baseball. I'm a Mets fan. KT's an Indians fan. You guys know what kind of seasons both of us are having. The Mets are about to sell off. They got Jacob deGrom, who's pitching shutout, fucking 1.7 ERA, and he can't win a game.
Greatest pitcher in baseball.
He's unbelievable. Last night, he pitches 8 shutout innings, doesn't get the win because the Mets win in extra innings. I mean, it's just this guy is snake bit. He's unbelievable. But that's about anything worth talking about. Anything about the Mets. The Indians were in the news this week for a whole different issue. Fucking bullpen communication. Terry Francona, who is one of the best managers in baseball, made one of the biggest mistakes in baseball. He had miscommunication with his bullpen coach.
Because he's got fucking nicknames for everybody. And 2 of his pitchers are OT and OP.
And you got, lefty coming up. He wants Perez. Perez isn't even fucking warming up. OT Otero's in there.
And Otero has pitched like 4 days like in a row prior to this outing.
Yeah.
And even though like everyone at first was like, okay, he's coming out because he's always had good luck against fucking Votto. They're like, oh, he's owned Votto every time he's faced him. Fucking, it just doesn't make any sense. Like,
yeah, you can see them.
And they know it as soon as they see him walk out of the fucking the right.
And you know that there's TVs in these dugouts with cameras on the bullpen. Like, why is Francona or the pitching coach not paying attention to who's actually warming up? Like, that's on. I mean, Francona has to take the blame on this.
And he did.
And it goes. You know what I was talking to KT about was the fucking rules of Major League Baseball. Like, when the guy comes out of the bullpen, he has to face a batter. But you can recall a pinch hitter that you have warming up in the batter's on deck circle. He can walk up. If he doesn't step in the fucking deal, you can fucking take him and change the batter. So the offense, the hitting team has such the advantage because you can switch a batter if he never steps in the box. But the pitcher has to go out there and fucking pitch to one batter. And the bases are loaded, so they couldn't even intentionally walk Votto. And he hits a 3-run double. Indians lose the fucking game. But I think the rules need to be looked at. Yeah, Francona fucked up big time. But the rules have to be looked at here. Like, how can the hitting team have such more of an advantage to be able to pull and get the matchup that they want? If you come out and you get announced as a pinch hitter, you should have to pinch hit or you're done for the game. And why can't a pitcher, if a pitcher has to bat, why can't Francona pull in Perez and he just loses Otero? Like, he just loses a pitcher for that night.
Yeah.
Like, I just, sometimes Major League Baseball rules just fucking are so ridiculous. Like, this rule makes no sense. Granted, Francona fucked up. But how come he doesn't have the opportunity to fix it?
He should. As he's watching his pitcher come in that he didn't want.
He should be like, no, wrong guy. Fucking. But the problem is he didn't have anybody else warming up. He didn't have Perez was never warm. So you can't
don't in baseball don't they have some timeouts they can take, or is it just timeouts to argue with the ref, timeouts to review play?
No, they don't have that. I mean, a pitcher that comes in from an injury has as much time in the world to warm up. Like, he wouldn't have had time.
Okay, so say could you fucking have Otero walking out and realize that it's wrong and be like, all right, I'm going to make this quick decision. How many pitches does a guy coming in the ninth inning who's a quick reliever need to fucking warm up?
I would think a lot. I mean, I would think that he's got to stretch. You can't fuck with these guys' arms.
Yeah, but when they pull them up real quickly, sometimes, like, I mean, they're not warming them up, like, a lot of times innings beforehand.
Yeah, but
sometimes they're like quick. They're like, okay, we're in trouble. Get so and so up in the pen.
Yeah, but there wouldn't have been enough time to get a guy up because you're only allowed to pitch 8.
And maybe that's why they don't.
You're only allowed to throw 8 pitches on the mound. 8 pitches is not enough to get warmed up for a major league pitcher. Not with as much money as is invested in these guys.
Right. They're fucking pitch
count. The rules need to be looked at, but Francona, boy, was that a bad mistake, man. Holy shit.
It was between him and his pitching coach.
And then tonight, I mean, he leaves Kluber in, who wasn't his best, but he has him in the 8th inning, 112 pitches, and he's facing 2 left-handed batters.
And he just got you out of the 7th inning.
Yeah.
In a scary situation, he gets the strikeout that's like, okay, his night's done. I mean, I didn't think he was coming back out for the 8th.
I mean, if he was facing a righty, but he was facing 2 lefties. He faced, Hicks and I can't remember who else he hit. And they drove 2 runs in and took a 6-4 lead. I mean, I think the game's probably over by now, but let's face it, Francona has not had a good week managing his pitching staff.
He's probably fucking still getting over his hangover from the 4th of July or some bullshit.
I mean,
they just needed an all-star break, and that's where we're at. We're at that point in the season where teams need to fucking teams need to take a break, recollect themselves, plan out the second half of the season, and
Indians need to put this whole pitching faux pas away.
And against Francona too, the fucking front office, like that fucking bullpen isn't as good as it was last year.
No.
They lost Shaw. Miller's been hurt. They had to bring in other guys to like fucking fill out this. Cody Allen the other night was one of the reasons that they even had to go to another pitcher. And Allen has been fucking lights out as a closer for fucking 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So it fucking, who knows what he's thinking? He's probably why he left Cleveland. And he's like, fuck it, I can't trust my pen. I don't trust the decisions I'm making. I just need the goddamn All-Star break to get my head straight.
I don't even know who's fucking warming up out there.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Severino wasn't good tonight either. The fucking Indians were all over him. He was fucking, 80, 70 pitches in the 4th inning?
Yeah, they went in with a good game plan to get Severino out of the game. But they're hitting it. Gardner hits that wall scraper home run. Ramirez hit a wall scraper.
It is what it is. We're in the dog days of summer right now. August is not going to be pretty. September's when everything's going to ramp up.
Yeah, I mean,
for the MLB. The Mets are going to be trading everybody away come next fucking Tuesday.
Who wants anybody on the Mets?
DeGrom's it. Syndergaard,
Cabrera, I can see Cabrera. He's the highest hitter, hitting 281. I was reading off the averages to KT tonight, and it's alarming how many Mets are batting below 220.
It's a collective average of about 250.
Yeah. I mean, Jose Reyes still playing in the major league. I mean, at this point, call Tebow up.
Yeah.
He's an all-star in Double-A. He had a double last night in the all-star game. Like, it can't get – I guarantee you that Tebow could go in the major leagues and bat 220.
And he's going to sell tickets.
And he'll fucking put people – make people care about that team for the last 50 games. Yeah. Why not? Just let him go. See what you have in him. I mean, yeah, he's old for baseball standards. But why not? Why not?
At this point,
you have major league players batting 215, 214. Jose Reyes is batting 187.
What's Rosario batting?
Probably 220. Everybody's batting 220. I mean,
your boy Nimmo is the best looking hitter on the team.
Yeah, and he's fucking 0 for 5 tonight. I mean, he hits a 3-run walk-off to win.
This pitch.
I mean, I don't know what the Mets are doing. Sandy Alderson's got cancer. He's probably done for his career. Who knows what they're going to do at the GM position.
Mets need a total revamp. And you know what? It sucks to lose 2 arms like Syndergaard and DeGrom. But at this point in time, you just rebuild.
If you're going to trade
you got to accept the rebuild.
But you got to get
you get the best prospects in the
You got to get a load from a team. You can't just give them away for a potential single-A player. You have to get guaranteed
the next
top
guys.
5s. Like when the Mets traded R.A. Dickey to the Blue Jays, they got Travis d'Arnaud, who at the time was the best catcher prospect. No, d'Arnaud and Syndergaard came in that deal. They were can't-miss prospects. d'Arnaud has faded away. Syndergaard is what he is. They also got Buck to catch. That was a big trade. That was Omar. That was, you got rid of Dickey at his highest point he's ever going to have in his career.
That he ever had in his career.
It was a great trade. You got 2 guys that were guaranteed.
Oh, a knuckleballer.
Yeah, you got d'Arnaud and Syndergaard that were can't misses. That's the type of people you need to get. The unfortunate thing for Mets fans is they have to be patient because they're not going to get guys. You may not see for 2 years how effective that trade will be.
And for Mets fans, you have to look at the Yankees as basically the prime example of what. I mean, the Mets have always been big spenders. The Yankees have been big spenders. The Yankees finally, Cashman went, okay, throwing money at the fucking problem isn't fucking working. And they built that farm, and that farm is still built. And look at what they're doing.
Yeah.
Everyone on that team outside of Stanton is homegrown.
Pretty much.
And that team is fucking nasty.
Sanchez, Judge, Gregorius, Hicks. These guys are all Yankee farm system.
Severino.
Kansas, Severino.
Gardner has been there for a while.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I think he played somewhere else.
I think he did, but he's been a Yankee for a long time. I mean, the Yankees finally were like, and it's sad to say, but it's once George Steinbrenner passed away, I think the kids came in and were like, okay, let's go fucking do it right.
Yeah, let's not just throw money. They still throw money, but not to the extent that they did in the mid-'90s and shit all the way up to 2010 probably.
And in the 90s when they had their best success, that team was built from the farm club.
Jeter, Posada, Yankee guys.
Fucking the closer.
Rivera played, you went out and spent some money on pitching. Mike Mussina, Roger Clemens, Andy Pettit.
Pettit was a farm guy, wasn't he? Or was he?
I think he played. I can't remember. I don't know. You guys will have to let us know on that. But and then they threw money at
I mean, it got ridiculous eventually.
Yeah.
But that first team that won the World Series was a lot of fucking farm kids. And, I mean, you look at what Houston's doing. You look at what fucking Chicago did.
The first team that did it were the Royals. What'd they do? They won a World Series.
Unfortunately, they didn't have the money to keep those guys.
And unfortunately, who lost it?
Yeah.
But they went to back-to-back World Series, and they won the second one. Then the Astros did it. What did they do? Won a World Series. Who's doing it right now? The Braves. The Braves are going to probably be a contender all the way to the end this year.
Braves are scary.
Who else? I mean, the Mets have to do it. The Cubs broke down when Epstein first started there. They started over. What did they do? Won a World Series. Now, the Cubs don't ever seem to get lumped into that because of their history. But they did it. They broke everything down.
And that whole team is fucking...
Yeah, Schwarber, Rizzo, Bryant. All these guys are from the farm. And you see all
the only
these
thing
teams,
they don't really have from the farm is their pitching.
Yeah.
You got fucking Lester, you got fucking...
Well, you had Arrieta, now he's not there anymore, and you have...
but they do have, what's their closer's name that they got from the... Oh, they got him from the Yankees. Chapman.
Well, he's back in the
Yankees.
But they got him to win it.
That just goes to show you, too, the Yankees had Chapman. I mean, how fucking good was the Yankees front office in this rebuild?
Yeah, I mean, and the Mets are at the point where they're going to have to do
it. And they had Andrew Miller. That was one of the
players. I mean, I think that you have to do it. Like, you have to get to the point where you're like, you have to just break it all down, and that's where the Mets are at. They have to. I mean, they have some young pieces that are promising, like Nimmo, Conforto, who's been really bad, but he's one of those young guys you can't give up on. He's 22 years old, and you're paying him nothing. Send him down to Vegas and let him get some confidence.
Yeah.
Let him learn. Let him learn.
Him coming into the season hurt probably has derailed his season this year.
Last time he went to Vegas, he came back and he hit on fire. Let him go to Vegas and let him learn to hit to the opposite field. That's what he needs to do.
They all need to learn.
Yeah, Nimmo's name has been brought up in multiple trades, and the Mets have continually said no, he's our guy.
Dude, every time I see anything about the Mets, it's always Nimmo that's doing something.
This year it is. I mean, and he's not great, but...
And Rosario's a good prospect.
Rosario there. Dominic Smith has been a bust. You already gave up on Adrian Gonzalez. You let him go. Jay Bruce has been a massive disappointment this
Coming
year.
back.
Cespedes can't stay healthy to even be on the field. And when he is on the field, is he really that great?
He's not worth the money.
Todd Frazier has been disappointing, but everybody expected too much out of Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier is a 250 hitter with some power. That's what he is.
He was perfect with the Yankees last year because that's all he needed to be. Mm-hmm. It's all he needed to be.
Cabrera has been.
You have to build your team based on, might I say it, analytics, kind of, but not totally like the A's did it. But analytics do play in part. Like, okay, we got this guy. Look at the Yankees. Fucking, you got two guys in Judge and fucking Stanton that are fucking just home run hitters. Those guys aren't hitting for fucking average.
Yeah, what did it show today? Stanton was 250, 22 home runs, 58 RBIs. Yeah, you're getting his power numbers. He's batting 250, and he's playing half of his games in a stadium that you can foul tip a ball out of right field. I mean,
you could blow a load out of there.
Yeah, you could fucking piss out of over the right field fence. I mean,
like, these aren't fucking career hitters here. Tony Gwynn was a goddamn career hitter. Yes. Career average over 20
Pete
years.
Rose.
300 fucking average.
Yeah. I mean, there's not many guys like that in today's game.
No, because they're all fucking trying to do stupid shit with their swings. Give me the everyday baseball player like Chase fucking Utley. I know he's old now, but that dude was a fucking hitter. Yeah. Like, those guys fucking knew how to hit.
Chase Utley, that's a fucking random call.
I always like Chase Utley, man.
Fuck him. As a Mets fan, we fucking hate Chase Utley.
Well, he was a Philly for so long, but
whatever. Well, he fucking broke Ruben Tejada's leg in the fucking playoffs.
Oh, that's right. We heard that story the
Fuck
other day
him.
with Richie and Vino.
Fuck him.
We're fucking talking about him.
Fuck him, man. But, dude, we went way too long on fucking baseball. We're not a big baseball podcast. But, man, you could tell we got some hard feelings on a lot of shit. The rules, the Mets fucking organization. Look at Grayson now. Fuck him.
He looks like a cocksucker.
Why don't you go trip somebody? But getting into the big event next week, KT, the third golf major, the Open Championship at Carnoustie. One of the hardest golf courses in the world and probably one of the most famous collapses in the history of major golf happened with the famous Jean Van de Velde disaster on the 18th hole. That's poor guy will always be remembered for that. But we're coming out to the Open Championship, and I'll tell you right now, anybody who puts a fucking tee in the ground on Thursday can win this fucking thing. You don't know the weather, the golf course. It's not going to be your typical guys at the top. This is a link style course. You have to play the ball on the ground.
You're going to see European players up there.
Yep.
Because they know those conditions. They play that course annually, probably on the European tour. It's going to be like what we just watched at the U.S. Open, probably. It's going to be tough.
I don't think it's going to be the same kind of tough, but it's going to be tough. I mean, in 99, the winning score in the playoff was 6 over par. I mean,
what was it in 07 when it was there again?
I don't know. When Padraig won, everybody remembers Sergio had the putt to win, and the ball was going right in the hole. He missed it.
But I do remember, I think they were like over par, like maybe 2 or 3.
Carnoustie is a very, very difficult place to play, and it's going to be a wide open place. I mean,
it's hard to play because they don't go there all the time.
Well, they don't play. I mean, a lot of guys go over this week and play in the Scottish Open. Like Phil started to do that. Fowler started to do that. I mean, Phil, that year he won a couple years ago, he won the Scottish Open and won the Open Championship, which no one's ever done before.
Came out of nowhere doing it.
Phil will say
everyone thought Phil was done.
Yeah, Phil will say to this day that's his proudest win because he understood and played the game that had to be played, and he played the ball on the ground. And that's what you have to do over there. The one thing that gets tricky about Carnoustie is the stone berm that goes through the whole golf course and has been made famous by Jean Van de Velde for going in with his shoes off, and everybody thought he was going to play it out of there.
You can't just skip the ball across the ground because you have to worry about that fucking...
Well, what happened great in 99 when Paul Lowry came back, he was 10 back, he shot 67 on Sunday. His approach shot into 18, he drives it in the left rough. He actually bounces in front of the berm, ball goes over into the bunker. I mean, if he doesn't 2 more feet forward, he's in the berm, there's no Paul Lowry. Justin Leonard wins who knows what would have happened in just a 2-man playoff. But Justin Leonard, we watched some footage earlier today, and you can see Justin Leonard walking off 18th green. He's devastated because he feels like he gave away the tournament. Meanwhile, 30 minutes later, he's got to go play in a playoff because someone just had the most epic collapse in the history of major golf, professional golf history.
Holy shit, was it epic. Like, I remembered it kind of, but we retouched it tonight. We watched the 18th hole.
And it's bad. Golf Channel did a great documentary on it. And I feel bad for Jean Van de Velde. I really hope that he is somehow involved with the Ryder Cup this year for the European team because it's in Paris. He's a Frenchman. He's probably the most famous Frenchman for the wrong reasons. I mean, the only other French player I can think of is Gregory Havre, who he's probably up there in age now. I don't even know if maybe they'll make him an assistant captain just for like when the world team made KJ Choi an assistant captain for when they played in Korea. Sometimes they do stuff like that. But next week at the Open, I mean, the cool thing about Open is you wake up in the morning and golf's on TV.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's on at like 4 a.m. to like 2 in the afternoon, and it's done. You have the rest of your day. It's like living out west, man. You have the rest of your day to do shit. And
that's what's been cool about the World Cup, man. You like come home and on the weekends I've been waking up and watching games at like 9 a.m.
Yeah, I mean I couldn't tell you who's the favorite this week. I mean, everybody wants to point their fingers at DJ and things, but DJ has played well over there at certain courses. I mean, DJ, just let's face it.
DJ's game is good everywhere.
He's good everywhere. I mean, but I don't think like a guy like Brooks Koepka can win over there. He plays a very hot game, ball high in the air, and that's not what does it over there.
Because usually with the British, you're going to have winds. There's probably going to be rain at some point.
I'm sure Ricky will probably play pretty solid just because he's such a good ball striker. But the Americans historically, I mean,
what about Spieth? Spieth won a British.
He has won a British.
Where did he win his
I
British?
I think Birkdale, but I don't think that his game is in any kind of condition.
He's so fucked up.
He's going through some things.
He is so fucked up in his game right now.
Yeah, but I don't.
What about JT?
I don't see JT's game translating in that type of golf. I don't. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, it just depends on the weather. If the weather is calm, they can play the ball in the air. If it gets windy or it gets rainy, guys that traditionally play that power game are not going to do well there.
How about our new boy, Patrick Reed, who can play every fucking shot in the book?
Well, I would beg to differ. I would say he can't play every shot in the book because he really struggles hitting a fade.
Right.
His fade is like a straight shot.
Right. His fade is bad, but can he play the knockdown shots he needs to hit?
Yeah, I mean, he can, and Reed's confidence level in majors are got to be at an all-time high.
Dude, I thought he was going to win the Open on Sunday, the U.S. Open on Sunday.
He's
when
probably
he came out of the gates fucking firing off.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be one of the most confident players right now. Rory's game steps up when he's overseas, when he's playing over there. I mean, look at how the guys play this weekend at the Scottish Open. That will give you a good idea with who's got their shit together. Henrik Stenson, another guy that's a great ball striker. Great ball striker.
He's so good, man, but he just can't.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Justin Rose playing well.
European.
Another,
Paul Casey.
I was going to say Paul Casey, but there's another guy, European player, who played very well in 2007 that had a chance to win, and he's been playing really good this year, Ian Poulter. I cannot believe that I'm telling you that Ian Poulter has a chance to win the Open going into a tournament in 2018, but he does.
What about that guy that, it was in the beginning of the season out in Hawaii that went against JT in that playoff? Or maybe it wasn't just Thomas, but...
Where?
The Swedish guy?
Oh,
what about someone like him?
Yeah,
I know he hasn't done anything.
I know.
Really
I can see his face. Alexander Noren.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
is that a guy that can kind of show up all of a sudden out of nowhere? He plays in Europe.
Just, I think that you're going to see some surprises. I think you're going to see a guy like, look at Russell Knox won last week in Europe. He went in the playoff with Ryan Fox. Those guys are going to be those type of guys that come out of nowhere. I don't think you're going to see your typical roster at the top. Yeah, you're going to have a couple guys that play well.
What about
but
Serge?
I mean, Sergio's kind of been quiet this year. He
said he was one stroke back in 2007.
Yeah, he had a chance. He had a putt to win.
Konerski could be his course.
Yeah, he had a putt to win. I mean, you gotta think about where is Sergio at right now, though, mentally. Like, he's won his major. Is his drive still there? He just got married. Like, where's his head at? Is he checked out? Where's his head at? Did the Tin Cup debacle at Augusta really get into his head?
It would get in my fucking
head. Yeah. But that goes to show you that he did not play the right shots at Augusta on that 15th hole. You have to play the right shots. You know, if the weather, I haven't seen the forecast for weather yet, and I don't even think they even try to predict the weather over there. If you ever go over to Scotland,
week and a half out.
If you ever go out to Scotland, it's a week from today. If you go out to Scotland, they always tell you if you're going to go play, be prepared to experience 4 seasons in one round of golf. And that's the truth. I mean, you could get summer, you could get rain, you could get cold, you could get wind. You just don't know. I mean, those caddies have their work cut out for them. And Carnousties no joke. I mean, you thought that Shinnecock was tough. I mean, this is going to be tough in a whole different way. You know, it's not going to be the greens. It's going to be the contour, the weather. You know, playing the precise shots, understanding the
playing
golf
those
course.
bunkers.
Yeah, pay attention to the Scottish Open. The Scottish Open will tell you a lot about whose game is on point right now. And I'm telling you, I'm going to go out on a limb, and this is crazy, but my prediction, honestly, is Ian Poulter.
You hate Ian.
I do. That's what's so weird about this. He's been playing so good, and he's played well at Carnoustie before.
They assume it's a bad case. Finish it off.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him being in good position, and then Sunday just shooting the bag. But he's also the guy that could be 6 strokes back on Sunday, and no one cares about him, and he goes out and shoots a great round, and he's in there like a Paul Lowry situation where you just wait and something happens.
I don't think any of the top Americans are going to be in it.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a feeling.
I mean, DJ, and a lot of it with over there, KT, is the draw. I mean, where you're teeing off. I mean, look
Just
what
like
happened.
at Shinnecock.
Look what happened at
Morning, afternoon.
Look what happened at St. Andrews 2 times ago when Oosthuizen won. He had the luck of the draw, and he won by like 9 because he played in the best weather. And everybody else, I mean, he didn't even have to do anything. But, I mean, you might see, like, an older player show up, you know.
What about Zach
Johnson?
Has he been close to the fucking British?
He won. He won St. Andrews
I
the
thought
last
he
time
won,
he was
yeah.
there. And he was, you know, another guy that's been sneaky good in majors, and he was good this year at the Masters, is Leishman.
Oh, yeah.
And he was in the playoff with Zach Johnson at St. Andrews. It's a totally different golf course. But Leishman is one of those guys that's always there. Who knows? You could see an emergence from a guy like Adam Scott. You know?
How
Guys
about
that you
Charlie
haven't heard.
Hoffman, man?
Charlie Hoffman.
That motherfucker is in every goddamn major.
Like Charlie Hoffman, guys like Scott Piercy, you know, guys that show up at the majors. Who else? Look at my boy, Kevin Na. I mean, he is such a wacko on the course that he could just, you know, go out there and do it. I mean, he finally won last week, which was awesome to see. He gave a shout out to the Vegas boys at Southern Highlands, which was awesome.
That's cool.
I mean, it's really wide open. It really is. And I don't think we're going to know what's going on until those guys hit the course. And, you know, you're going to see some Europeans that you've never seen before. It's a different kind of golf tournament. But I'm really going out on a limb and saying Ian Poulter, man. I know it's crazy. But next Monday, you might be saying I'm a genius and I should have bet on him.
We'll see.
Who do you like?
I don't even know.
Gun to your head.
I don't even know, man. The British Open is a different world for the American golfers. They're not used to that shit. So, I mean, Phil winning it a couple years ago when he did, that was a total surprise.
You know what the funny thing is? There's one guy that we are not even thinking about. His name is Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, like, is this the kind of course that no one is expecting Tiger to do well on, and all of a sudden he fucking shows up? Because he doesn't have to hit his driver all day long.
Right.
I mean, and the greens are slower. He can be more aggressive with his putting.
And he's won like 3 of them.
Yeah.
He's never won at Carnoustie, but he's won fucking 3.
Yeah, I mean,
3 or 4 British at 3.
Yeah, don't be surprised to see like an older player play well. You know, one of these guys, you know.
Phil fucking play good there.
Phil could play good. I mean, I'm drawing a blank, like trying to think of other guys. Like, and Bryson DeChambeau got hurt today. He had to withdraw.
How's Bubba Watson's game in British?
Oh,
Not
he's
good at
terrible. That's the worst kind of guy.
Yeah.
His game does not
that.
even come close to
I
that.
just wanted to say his name because we're thinking of names. I was like,
he's a manufacturer of shots, but him and the British Open don't get along. They don't get along.
Don't even come close to getting along.
Trust me,
because he wants to hit driver every fucking hole.
Yeah, and he wants to hit these ridiculous shots and move the ball with wedges, and it's like, come on, man. But, you know, look for Henrik Stenson. I think a European player is going to get it done. I mean, I don't think we're lucky enough to see the Phil Stenson matchup that we saw a couple years ago. That was one of the most epic rounds of golf. Phil will be there.
I'll go with Stenson. He'll be my pick. He'll break through finally.
Yeah, Justin Rose, Leishman, those type of guys are going to be there. I mean, obviously we want to see like guys like DJ, and he plays well there. He'll probably play well, but I don't think you're going to see anybody run away. and hide.
It'll be a good tournament.
But you know, the PGA Tour big announcement this week. They announced the 2018-19 schedule. Some big changes. Players Championship moving up to March.
Yeah.
PGA Championship moving up to May between the U.S. Open and the Masters.
Whole new season. The beginning of the year is going to be
two
sick.
new events. The Houston Open is now moving to the wraparound schedule, which is a big surprise, I thought.
So the British is going to end everything pretty much.
Yeah,
the playoffs.
because the playoffs has become.
What are the big tournaments at the end of the
And,
year that will carry them?
And well, you got the playoffs, and I think they wanted the schedule change for 2020 when the Olympics are back in play, because I think the Olympics in 2016 really fucked the schedule up big time. But and 2020 is also a Ryder Cup year, and I think that they're preparing for that end of that season with Ryder Cup playoffs, you know, Olympics. It's going to be a big, big thing to the end of the season. But we'll see. I like Poulter. KT goes Stenson. We're going to see what happens.
Next
It's
week,
going to be awesome.
it'll be interesting. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. But our last thing we're going to talk about tonight, big WWE weekend this weekend, Extreme Rules. And we're kind of excited about it.
Yeah.
And guess what? There's no Universal title on the line, and we don't give a shit. Because we don't give a shit about Brock Lesnar. He can go fight Daniel Cormier and probably lose. Vince has got to make a decision. I don't mind Brock Lesnar being a special attraction
For the WWE.
for the WWE, but get the belt away from him.
Yeah.
If you want to bring him back every so often to fight somebody, great. But please take the belt away and make the belt relevant. Because right now, it doesn't even matter.
There's no belt on Raw that matters, except, I mean, I guess you can say the IC belt.
Yeah. But Raw and SmackDown have made a little bit of turn heading into Extreme Rules. I mean, they're got some good stuff going on. They're being pushed. I mean, like I said, we watched Impact tonight, and we're generally entertained by Impact.
You know what I want to see, dude? I really want to see it go back to a time where, like, watching wrestling as a kid, like, I love WCW because there was the television belt. I mean, you had to be on TV every week.
Yeah.
You had the their Intercontinental belt. It wasn't called the Intercontinental belt. It was called something else. I think it was the USA belt. U.S. Championship was WCW.
Yeah, because
that WWE ended up taking over. And then you had the NWA WCW World Championship.
Yep.
And, I mean, 3 belts on a show, plus the tag team belts. Dude, like, that's what's missing, like, from WWE now, is that none of the other belts fucking seem to matter. They're trying to promote the IC belt now. The USA belt, I guess, is fucking decent. They got Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy going against each other.
I think Shinsuke wins that belt this weekend.
But, like, and I know they tried to do it with the cruiserweight shit and all that, but, like, television belt would be huge again. I love the television. I remember when Arn Anderson held that fucking thing. He had the fucking, in the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair had the fucking big championship. Arn had the television, and the fucking other 2 guys had the tag teams. And it was fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, we got a big card on Sunday. A lot of good matches. We're going to go in no particular order, but we're going to go right into this thing with, let's take a look at our women's matches. We all know where we stand on women's wrestling, but Alexa and Nia. Alexa last year, I think, beat the shit out of Bayley with a kendo stick on the Extreme Rules.
And it is an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah, I find it very hard to believe. I think Ronda Rousey is her little 30-day thing over at that point, and there's no way she doesn't come out and fuck that match up.
Right.
I mean, that's what's going to come out of that. Your other matches, Carmelo and Asuka, we all know in a regular match there's no way they can allow Carmella to beat Asuka clean. But James Ellsworth is going to be suspended in a shark cage. how do they get Carmella to retain? I mean, how do they tell that story without destroying Asuka's character?
They've already destroyed Asuka's character.
Yeah, because she lost to Charlotte and then lost to Carmella. Or Carmelo beat Charlotte clean.
Yep.
And I don't want to even waste any more breath on women's wrestling, but that's it. Pre-show match, New Day versus Sanity.
That would be good.
Sanity getting thrown right in against the New Day. That goes to show the kind of confidence they have in Sanity.
Yeah.
If you're not an NXT fan, you probably are wondering who the fuck these three guys are. But if you're a TNA fan from back in the day, you know Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane. If you watched NXT and watched the North American Ladder Match Championship, Killian Dane was awesome in that match.
And Eric Young's amazing too. Like, dude, his run in TNA was sick, and he held down the Sanity thing in fucking TNA for the last year and a half.
Yeah, and they're letting them cause, and they had their little connection with the Bludgeon Brothers this week, which was pretty cool.
Them going right into the New Day. New Day's one of the fucking WWE's biggest fucking...
And I think you can start to see the crack in New Day. I think you can start to see it's time to let Big E go.
Yeah.
And
you got to push Big E towards bigger things.
And you can tell that he's starting to get more talking spots. He's starting to... This could be something that happens with them on Sunday.
Well, everything that they're planning now is, I mean, we haven't talked about this since this came out. Everything that's going to be starting to get planned with the wrestlers in WWE is geared towards next year when they go live on Fox.
Yeah.
The new $1 billion deal. Everything that you're going to see from this point forward till next year, and I forget what the date they said it was.
It's in October.
It's like in the fall.
October 19th or something.
So they're going to go through WrestleMania. SummerSlam is going to be a big indicator next year of where that company is going. Right?
Yeah. I mean, leading WrestleMania is going to be a big thing because that's going to be 6 months out. And then you're going to see a lot of things take shape. And who's even going to be on SmackDown? Who is Fox?
They're going to revamp the whole company after WrestleMania. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, who
like
does
they
Fox,
do already.
Who does Fox want to show? They want to have some credibility.
And they want it to be a show.
And I tell you what, that first show on Fox is probably going to be amazing. Because it has to be amazing.
It has to be amazing.
Yeah.
It has to get you to turn in every Friday night.
Yeah. And we're going to see where things develop. They have a year and a half to develop this. And it's going to be interesting.
But yeah, Big E, man, I mean, like that's what we got going from this. Big E, I think, is a big player. Like, he deserves to get his chance. Kofi and Xavier, they're just regular guys on the roster. They're your fillers.
Yeah. Keep them together. I mean, you can keep them all together, but let Big E take the lead at least. And he be the guy. And let those guys just be his supporters.
You can have him go, like, if you let Rusev beat fucking AJ this week and change SmackDown for the good, not that AJ shouldn't have the belt, but Rusev Day having the belt right now would be awesome. And what better than to put him against fucking Big E? Two big dudes. It'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. And then you can let AJ do whatever he's doing with some of the undercard guys. Daniel Bryan, fucking Shinsuke again, The Miz. Fuck it, whatever. Like,
yeah. I would love to see AJ and Seth. That'd be unbelievable.
AJ and Seth would be there on two different programs.
Yeah, but I mean,
AJ Jeff Hardy would probably be a fucking good match. Yeah. We're going to see AJ. I mean, speaking of a card this week, Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy are fucking fighting this week.
That's going to be good. I think Shinsuke finally gets a title.
He needs to.
Because Jeff Hardy's on the back nine of his career.
Yeah.
He's probably in the last couple holes of his career.
And you need someone who, and what they're doing with Shinsuke now with the whole, I know speak English and all that
shit.
It's
funny. I mean, they finally found something for him to do.
Yeah.
And it's working. But speaking of big men, you got a pretty good match with Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens inside a steel cage. Owens is doing, I mean, he's unbelievable. He's probably, KT said this the other day, he's MVP of the whole roster for the last 3 years, going back to the Jericho friendship.
I mean, yeah, going back to him taking, Triple H handed him the belt.
Yeah, that was like handing him the company
Yeah.
for like until everybody got recovered from their injuries.
I mean, even Rollins is like stealing his shit. He started the KO show, and then Rollins turned it to Monday Night Rollins.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, KO has dominated this company for 3 years.
Everything he did.
They put him on SmackDown and tried to shit on him. He fucking owned that.
He
with
fucking head-butted Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon let...
That doesn't tell you something about what they think of Kevin Owens. And now they're using him to promote Braun Strowman. And it's the best that Braun Strowman's has looked.
Yeah. And it's a shame that Braun Strowman has to carry around a briefcase for a title that's never there.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. Because now he's got a prop that he has to carry around. Because let's face it, the briefcase is like holding a belt.
Yeah.
It's basically a belt.
It's a big deal.
And it's what you make of it. Rollins made it unbelievable. Fucking Miz made it unbelievable. Everybody that's held
Dolph Ziggler, the greatest fucking cash-in of all time.
Best cash-in ever. When he fucking cashed in against Del Rio, it was unbelievable. And he was the biggest heel at the time, and that crowd fucking popped bigger than anybody. And that was when he was with AJ and Big E. Right? He was with AJ Lee.
Yeah.
Not AJ Styles.
Yeah.
AJ Lee and Big E when they had that little faction going. And that brings up a whole other thing of what Ziggler's doing right now. Ziggler
Best
and
work
Drew,
of his career right now.
Ziggler and Drew and Rollins, that whole match is going to be great because I think we're going to see a return from Ambrose. I think we might see a reuniting of the Shield. And we might see a third player come into that Ziggler, or you could, like KT's thinking that the revival is going to be with Ziggler and Drew.
Yeah.
Can you imagine those four guys against the Shield in a little program?
And it makes sense because, like, fucking listen to what they've been talking. Like, that first week that they put those two teams together, Ziggler, Dolph, and the Revival, it was like, what does the Revival always talk about? We're the top guys. We're the fucking future. We're old school.
I wouldn't even mind if they had some kind of double turn and Lashley was on the Shield side against those four guys.
Yeah.
Because what they did Monday night with Lashley and Reigns was one of the best pull-apart segments I've ever seen. And usually, I fucking can't stand pull-apart segments. And that was done really well. You got the best of Bobby Lashley. You got one of the best things I've ever seen from Roman Reigns.
One of the best moments from Roman Reigns.
And I thought that pull-apart segments, which can really be dull sometimes, very predictable, and those guys did a great job, and it's the best work I've seen of Lashley since he's come back to WWE.
Yeah.
Maybe since he was there earlier.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind, maybe a Lashley coming together with the Shield versus those four guys, Revival, Ziggler, and Drew.
Something. I mean, the thing about, like, it'd be great to see the Shield reunited, but what they could do with Dolph, Drew, and the Revival is something that is so sick because, like I said, man, like, the way fucking Dolph and Drew have been talking about, like, we're the future. We don't give a shit about being your fucking primetime guys. Like, we're here for the business. What does the Revival always say? We're just wrestlers. We're here to fucking show everybody what is up. And it's like, dude, they look good together. Like, that would be awesome.
And it's your old school faction. You've got your talker, you've got your enforcer, and you got your tag team. That's your four.
It's your four horsemen right there.
I mean, you got your talker and Ziggler, you got your enforcer and Drew, and you got your tag team in the Revival. Look at the greatest factions of all time.
Four horsemen's the greatest ever.
Look at the evolution. You had Triple H, Batista, Flair, and Orton. You have the four horsemen: Flair, Anderson, Tully, and Malenko. I mean, you have so many guys. It could be something really good, but they have to set up SummerSlam. Yeah. And now there's rumors that Brock's not going to be at SummerSlam. So, what are they going to do?
He's not going to be at SummerSlam. That's why they have fucking Lashley and Reigns.
Yeah, I mean...
Is that the main event, Lashley and Reigns? Probably.
It could be, unless they want to do these other things.
I don't know. The Iron Man match could be too.
Yeah.
Between fucking...
I just don't think they'll put that match out last.
They won't.
But, I mean, who knows what they're going to do. You got a tag team match for the SmackDown titles. the Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No. I finally think that the Bludgeon Brothers are going to lose. I think that their destiny is to put those belts on them. They're going to do anything because we don't really know if Daniel Bryan's coming back after his contract ends in September. He's made it clear, right, that he wants a limited schedule. Yeah. If he leaves and goes to Ring of Honor or whatever, he can write his own schedule. Yeah. He's not going to make the money he makes now.
No. And he's not going to be in the WWE.
No, I mean, it's going to, I think
Jericho did it better than the way it sounds like Daniel Bryan's doing. And Daniel Bryan's a bitch anyway, and I know everybody loves him. I fucking can't stand him. But
yeah, I mean, we're all over the place on this card. The Raw tag team is really cool. The Deleter of Worlds, Wyatt and Hardy.
Dude, it's hilarious.
Versus the B team. The B team they found their niche.
Yep.
And Curtis Axel doing Matt Hardy is
fucking funniest
hilarious.
Shit.
And you got to think that Bray Wyatt and his brother Bo Dallas are getting a kick out of this. Because if you don't know, they're brothers. Their dad is IRS. Their real name is Otunga. Like, they have to be just loving the chance to work with each other. And you got to think Bray Wyatt is probably dying laughing Bo impersonating him.
And Bo's doing an amazing job impersonating him.
That little camping lantern, that little electric can. And then the other night when he came back and Axel was all scared and he pulls his beard down, he's like, "It's me, Bo." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
And he comes out with the fucking the chef thing, like the meat cutter thing with his trunks on underneath it.
It's so funny. I mean, the B team, it'd be cool if they let them win the title. And you know what?
Kudos to whoever thought about putting those together with The Miz to begin with.
Oh, I know. The Miz made those guys.
Yep.
And now they're in their own thing. And I think it's hilarious. You're starting to see B team shirts in the stands. I mean,
and it goes to say how good The Miz is.
Yeah. And that's going to bring us to another point. We got one more match to discuss, and you kind of discussed it already. AJ versus Rusev Day. I know we keep saying Rusev. We keep saying Rusev Day, but
you got to call it Rusev Day at this point.
Aiden English has done great.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing for Aiden English ever happened is Simon Gotch getting released.
Yeah.
Getting rid of that whole vaudevillains character.
And I'm sure that was a part of like Aiden English's like promotion to the company is like, listen, I can do the singing thing, I can be a part of this, and Vince probably was like, all right, we'll fucking put you Rusev Day. Because Lana, they were trying to make her a fucking female star, which we all know she's never gonna be. Cause she's fucking terrible in the ring.
You know what I will have to say, Lana was pretty decent in the Money in the Bank match. She did what she had to do. But I'm going to go back to a moment about a year and a half ago that probably changed the path for four guys in the WWE. And it was Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains in that tag team tournament. And when Simon Gotch basically decapitated Enzo on the ring, on the rope, changed everything for those four guys in that ring. Because Enzo and Cass were skyrocketing to hold those belts.
Yeah.
Now, both those guys are not
even in the Vaudevillains were too. They were fucking right on the...
And those guys are not even in the company anymore. Simon Gotch is now doing shit for MLW, all this stuff. And Aiden English is the one smelling like roses. That one bad mistake in the ring changed the career paths for those four guys. If you think about it. Because Enzo and Cass were going to win those belts. I don't even remember who the champs were at the time. No, but they were going to win that match.
Tag team belts don't mean shit, so...
Yeah, they were going to win that match. And they were going to go on and win.
The Beethoven of baritone.
Now, there's two guys that are nowhere to be found on this card. Now, will they appear? I think so. You got The Miz and Elias. Two of the best guys in the company are not on the card. But don't take this the wrong way. I don't think they're not going to be there Sunday night. If you want to go with the Daniel Bryan Miz thing, does Miz come out and fuck Team Hell No up?
They have to. They've been promoting it with him and the Miz TV thing.
And Elias. He had a very interesting interview on Busted Open this week that said his deal with Rollins is far from over. Does he come out and cost Rollins a fall in that match late?
And I was thinking that Bobby Roode and Elias would be a good deal.
Yeah, Bobby
But
Roode nowhere on the card.
But it wouldn't be. Fucking Rollins and Elias could be electric.
It already has been.
Yeah, it already has been. But do they... I mean, I don't know. That's where they got to make the decisions on, does Ambrose come back? You can't have so many people coming back into that match. Does Elias team up with fucking Dolph and fucking Drew?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that it's going to be interesting. I mean, for a throwaway pay-per-view, there's a lot of possibilities because they have to set up SummerSlam.
Extreme Rules is always usually good. Yeah, and this is the last pay-per-view before.
Yeah, I mean, look at what happened a couple years at Extreme Rules is when Rollins came back and fucked Reigns up at the end. And that was a good secret that they kept of him.
I do think Ambrose is coming back.
Does he come back as a face or a heel?
I think he comes back as a...
Does he come back as the same character?
He will, because he's just that much of a fucking asshole personality that he's going to be like, I'm Dean Ambrose, I'm the wild card, I'm the fucking...
You know, we missed a match. Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. KT's got some positive things to say about Baron Corbin.
I love Baron Corbin as the fucking constable.
Him shaving his head has changed everything about him.
His new dressing, the way he looks, the way he carries himself.
This whole character being...
His thing with Elias the other night was good. I mean, it was a little shaky, but it was...
Two tough styles going against each other and maybe sloppy. But Balor's good enough where I think he can carry that match.
Oh, it'll be good. And that's a fucking feud that can continue for a while for Balor and him.
Yeah, because Balor really doesn't have anything going on.
There's nothing for him to have going on.
Yeah, I mean, and you've totally ruined... Without Brock being at SummerSlam, they have to do something. They have to strip him of the belt.
That's why if you're going to keep the belt on Brock, you have to put fucking other belts in there. Come up... Like, I don't want to see the fucking X Division belt or whatever they call the fucking 205 Cruiserweight. Like, give me a TV belt.
KT just referenced Impact.
Yeah. Give me a fucking TV belt that is, like, listen, this guy's going to put the belt on the line every fucking week.
Like the
like
US
you have
Open
this
Challenge.
US Open Challenge.
Like Cena did the US Open Challenge.
And Rollins did it recently and lost to Dolph. It's good. That's what we want to see. Like, make it surprising that fucking some guy comes out of nowhere. You have so many good guys that are on the roster that have nothing to do.
Yeah, they've got a chance to really make Sunday night special. They do.
They can make it really awesome.
Yeah, or it can be your typical Sunday.
After the last two Raws, they can make Sunday night really good. I will say, I stopped watching for the last couple months. I tuned in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Every Raw I've seen has been really good. And I don't usually say that, but I really believe that those were really good Raws. From start to finish, even the chick shit, even everything.
It has a chance to be a great card.
And they got to set it up for SummerSlam. That's the thing. You have to set it up for SummerSlam.
Yeah, one of your biggest shows of the year.
And then you set up for fucking Survivor Series. And you set up for WrestleMania. And then you set up for the fucking switchover next year.
Everything keeps rolling. And we're going to see what they have a chance to do. But we went a little long tonight, guys. We had a lot to talk about. But we hope you enjoyed it. We tried to hit on pretty much every topic that we hit on. We're going to be back in 2 weeks. And it's Jaguar season, man.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking Jags every week, previewing the games.
BB5.
Training camp's coming up. That first week in August, they get into their preseason games. It's going to be awesome, man. I can't wait. It's all about the Jags now. I hope they don't let us down.
They ain't going to.
It's going to be awesome, man. But, guys, we appreciate you. Sorry we took a little month break, but there wasn't a whole lot going on. But we made up for it tonight. We talked about everything, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. Keep listening to us. Follow us on Twitter at OnTheChipKTJP. Follow us on Instagram. follow us on Apple iTunes. We're on everything. Podbean. We are on Google Play. We're on Spotify now. If you're into Spotify, our podcast is on there now.
Rate and review us. Give us your feedback. Hit us up. If there's something you want us to talk about, we'll fucking talk about it. We don't give a shit. We got Brady Bear in the house. My homeboy dog. He's chilling. You probably heard him all fucking night.
Yeah, he's breathing heavy right now. But, guys, another great week. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back in a couple weeks to start with Jaguar full season talk.
We're going from zeros to heroes, boys. Drink some beers. Listen to the pod. Fucking hit us up.
Have a nice one, guys.
Peace.